Well, we're back in Holland. Thanksgiving week, we flew up here for Thanksgiving and decided to come over and check on the boat. And I thought I'd share with you some of the things we've been working on over the winter. When I say we, I mean really the fabulous staff at Jefferson Beach Yacht Sales and the folks here at MEYR, the yacht restoration place here in Holland, Michigan. And boy, when these boats get back in here, it is so impressive. But here's some cool things to see about it. It has the fin stabilizers on it as well. Check these things out. Look how big this is. Yeah, that is. I'll show you back to our boat here. Actually, I think we're right behind this boat. So, no, that's not us. This is an Absolute, though, and this is a big one. It's a beauty. But it has pods. Here's another boat that has fins that are big like that. Here we are, Sull'Acqua. You can see, so Sull'Acqua is half in the space of this other boat here, and we've got the same thing going on Sull'Acqua here too, on the back. But you see our fins, you know, we're a 70-foot boat, and these fins really make a huge difference, but you can see how significantly smaller these are, and they don't have that bottom flare. It's hard to see, I know it's dark, but all right. Here you can see now we're at the back of the boat, and the boat behind us is half up. Well, it's half. The pulpit is up over the cockpit area. But here I wanted to be able to show you guys some of the projects that we're working on here for the winter season. One of the things I'm going to have done here is I have replacement props, so a second set of props, and one of the props has had this little area here that's, boy, it's just very minor. It's not anything I would fix if I didn't already have another set of new ones, but I want to experience the new ones without any little bend in it. This is pretty minor, and it ran great this last summer, so it would have been worthwhile keeping, but since I have new ones, I'll go ahead and put those on. We're going to also have all the anodes replaced, and boy oh boy, there are anodes everywhere on this boat, so that's a lot of anodes to address. I was thinking maybe we would do the bottom paint, but the bottom paint is not that bad. I think I can get probably at least another year out of it. Now what you're seeing here is all this kind of dripping look. So when we had the boat hauled out, we had an acid washing done on the right above the kind of the boot stripe, I guess you call that. But to get all the crud off that, they use an acid wash, and that's the drippage that's occurring. So it just makes it kind of ugly on the bottom paint. It's all underwater anyway, but so we'll end up just doing painting with some bottom paint, enough to cover it at the water line there, so you don't even see it. But I think everything else on the underside of the boat is going to be just fine. So one of the things I had to have is for the interior, we got some tile samples for the galley. So here we are, climbing the 12-foot ladder again. A little bit more of a construction zone going again this season. But here you can see this is a Hatteras behind us. It's not quite the same size, but it's a very big Hatteras, and this is their pulpit. And as you can see, it's kind of impedes the ability to easily get up here. You can kind of see I got a duck. I've hit my back on here once already when I came up earlier. We've got a little workshop going on up here. So let's go inside and I'll show you some of the stuff we're working on. Find the lights. It's kind of funny, I have to remember now where everything is again and how to operate all the stuff on the boat. So I'll go through a list of things we're working on. This is a light fixture that Hatteras does on pretty much all the Hatterases. It had this going on with 2 spotlights. I think it's kind of a weird design. I definitely hate having 2 spotlights up there. It doesn't exactly line up with our table anyway. So I'm having this redone to be kind of one big light, light shade and everything. I think that's going to help with it not looking so weird, but give enough light for when we're playing cards or eating dinner here. Also, when we did the carpet, we didn't end up with trim all the way around the boat on the inside here, and I wanted to create more accent separation from the carpet color to the wall. So trim was done. It's actually already done now. So in the galley here, a couple projects that are being worked on. One, we're replacing the light fixtures that were underneath the cabinets, and before we finish with that though, we're going to get the tile backsplash done. And so Olivia has shipped the samples here, and I got to pick one, and then she's figured out exactly how many we're going to need to go around, and then we'll get that installed, and then we'll have these light fixtures installed after that. And then the other thing with light fixtures we're working on is a solution for replacing these to not look so commercial. And then also in the galley, what we did already, it's done now, is the flooring and moving the fridge back. So you may remember from our last winter project, when we put the fridge in, it was sticking out probably this far. And the reasoning was the way the flooring was for available space to move the fridge all the way back. So the guys here at MYR took some sample pieces I had of that wood material. It's a cork actually. And they made it deeper into that recessed area so that we could push the fridge back. And now, boy, we gained probably 3 inches of space in here, and looks fantastic now. And then as one other thing we're going to evaluate is, last winter we didn't end up taking this thing out because it is a huge project that we don't exactly know if it's going to be worth it, and we ran out of time. We're going to reevaluate it again this season and decide if we're going to do something with it or not. And then also up on the Flybridge, we also are looking to address an issue that made it difficult for me to navigate the boat from the Flybridge, and it was this windscreen area here that you see. It's all gone now. You can see the frame, and we're shipping it down to Florida, where there's a company down there that will replicate those pieces and then ship back brand new clear, or not clear, it'll probably be a little smoky for the tinting. Anyway, the original windscreen here had crackles in it, and then it was really cloudy looking from years of sun exposure. So by replacing all that will give me the ability, this is the helm here, for me to better be able to see through that windscreen as I'm trying to navigate the boat from up here. So I think that should be a pretty decent improvement visually, operationally and visual. So it's kind of the best of both. So, and last winter we never got around to mounting the Starlink, and since we didn't have a dinghy on the back of the boat, I went ahead and I just had it sitting back here the entire summer. But our goal is to get it up on top the mast, and we've identified that big dome up there as being one that we don't need. It's some sort of satellite dome that it's not helping anything that we're using on the boat. So our thinking is we'll take that dome away and then put the satellite for the Starlink up on top of that, giving it an unobstructed view to the skies. And then we have some work down here in the engine room that we want to address. You can see down here we had trim added to the edging of the carpet in these walls too, and I think that really helps accent it a lot better. And then in the engine room, we've got these hydraulic controllers here for the bow thruster, and then this is for the stabilizer. You've probably seen in the prior videos that I had been working on some issues with those. They work, but they aren't getting coolant, so water is not flowing through them. So for the one you saw in the prior video that I was trying to problem solve this, we identified now, we're confident we have the answer in that it's that pump that's not working. So we have a new pump coming, and unfortunately it's on back order until January, but the good news is we're on the hard through January anyway. And then we're working on battery load testing, find out how much age is left on the starts for that. Those are the engine starter batteries. And then we've got a few leaks in various places here on the engine that we're going to go ahead and get those fixed. And because the compression tests that we had done on the cylinder valves were strong, very strong, and the oil samples that we sent out also showed very good quality oil, no metals in it that were problematic, that the engines don't need to be rebuilt anytime soon. So we're going to focus then this winter to take care of some of these hoses, some of the short ones and some of the hydraulic ones that are getting a little bit of dry rot, and see if we can get those swapped out. So try to get in front of any of these problems rather than waiting for them to burst. My freshwater tank sensor was no longer working, so I really had no idea how much fresh water I had in the tank. So I was making or adding water every 2 days just to be sure that I had enough in it. And anyway, the fresh water pump we were finding was also going off. So in the middle of the night, I'm hypersensitive to listening to any noises on a boat when I'm trying to sleep. And so I wake for those, and sometimes in the middle of the night, I'd hear the pump for the fresh water go off. So it's, you know, it's sending pressure. Here, actually, there's the tank that it's sending pressure to. This is the pump down here, and it was going off in the middle of the night. So we're like, all right, what could that be? And I had no other I had no water running that I know of. And you know, one thought is there a leak somewhere? So as a slow leak, you know, the tank starts to lose pressure, pump comes on to try to refill it. We don't know if it's related yet to the issue that we're having with the sensor not working, but it's, you know, this is one of the areas at the base of this is in the primary bathroom or bedroom. This is one of the sumps here that it's used for the gray water, but in this area too is also a hose that brings water from the fresh water tank, which is below the bed here, and then runs through the floor to that engine room where that pump is. And we've got to somehow track where's the water leaking, if it's leaking. And if it's not leaking, then we got to figure out, like, why is the pump still going off? So I'm real nervous about this particular project because it seems like we don't really have much to go on right now, other than we know that there's an issue. We don't know where it is, how difficult it is to get to, and how big the problem is. So this could be an expensive one, or it could be a quick fix if we find it quickly. So we'll see.